Hello everyone, and you're very welcome as usual to our Los Angeles English School YouTube channel. My name is Helen. I'm head teacher here at Los Angeles English School, and today we're going to talk about TOEFL. So my congratulations to you if you are preparing for this exam or you just want to know more about this exam, because it's really interesting and sometimes it can be challenging. But in this lesson, we're going to talk about speaking integrated speaking task number 2, and I hope that you enjoy this lesson and it will be very useful for you. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you'd like to get notified of all our upcoming videos and new lessons. Alright, and now let's go and take a look at this integrated speaking task number 2 together. All right, and the first thing that we're going to do with you guys is we'll take a look at what is this integrated speaking question number 2. So earlier they used to have 6 speaking questions, 2 independent and 4 integrated, and it was a longer exam speaking section. But there has been some changes, and now they have 1 independent speaking question and they have 3 integrated questions. So that means that you will have only 4 questions to answer. That's why question number 2 is already integrated. So, and what is going to happen? So you will see the announcement or notice and you will have to read it, and then you will hear the conversation between 2 people talking about this announcement. So let's take a look together. So we have some directions here. So this task requires you first to read a short text related to some aspects of life on a North American university campus. It can be announcements of classes and events, explanations of university rules and policies, etc. And then you have to listen to a conversation between 2 people, usually 2 students, maybe it can be a student and a professor, discussing the information in the reading text. Often the 2 speakers will give different opinions about the topic. One might support a proposal while the other disagrees with it. The students, or probably the student and the professor, there might be different people, will also state reasons for those opinions. So you'll be given 45 seconds to read the text, so make sure that you are ready for this. The text will disappear then, and you listen to the dialogue. You won't see the conversation printed, so you will only hear this conversation. Then you'll see and hear a question. So you will be given 30 seconds to prepare your response. You will be given some paper and pen to take your notes and to get ready, and then 60 seconds to speak. So for this task you will be given 1 minute to talk. In the question you'll be asked to state one of the speaker's opinion and to explain the reasons for that opinion. So very important things to mention, that because the text will disappear and everything will disappear, you will not see the audio script. It's very important that you need to take very good notes on what you read and what you heard, because then you will look at your notes and you will give your answer. So that's why it's very important to practice a lot and make sure that you take good notes and don't write texts, but you need to be able to use abbreviations and make your notes shorter, but because you need to understand them after that. All right, so let's move on. Here you have an example. you can see the text. This is what you might see during the exam, and this is taken from a real previous TOEFL test. So you will have 44 seconds to read the text. By the way, it's 44 seconds, not second. It's a little typo here. So we have teamwork study participants needed. So guys, what I'd like you to do, we will now go over this text together. First, during the exam, you will need to read the text for 45 seconds, and what you need to do, you need to quickly take notes on the main idea of the text, or notice, or announcement, or whatever it might be. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, and now let's read this text together and let's analyze it. So, teamwork study participants needed. Are you a member of an undergraduate organization such as a sports team or student organization? Would you like to assist us with our research? 2 graduate students in the psychology department are seeking participants in a study on teamwork and decision making. If you're interested, we will ask 3 members of your organization to come to room 243 of the psychology department on March 12th to complete a short questionnaire and carry out some short interactive tasks, which will be videotaped. Each person will undergo a separate interview. The entire process will take approximately 2 hours, and each participant will be paid $50. Participants must be currently enrolled as full-time students. For further information and to sign up for the study, email blah blah blah. So this is the sample text. Now let's analyze the main points of this notice, the points that you should take notes on. So the first thing is a member of an undergraduate organization. So they're looking for members of an undergraduate organization. Then there are 2 graduate students in the psychology department, and they are seeking participants in a study on teamwork and decision making. So you would need to take notes. So they need members of an undergraduate organization. 2 graduate students in psychology department are looking for this, and they needed to conduct a study on teamwork and decision making. So they need 3 members, and it will take approximately 2 hours, and each participant will be paid $50. So these are main points that you need to take notes on, but make sure that you don't write this long words and long sentences. So these are key points of this reading passage of the announcement, and this is what you have to do. It's to take notes on most important things. So this is what then you can say. So you took some notes, and this is what you can say then when you are going to be recording your response. So the main point of the announcement is that make sure to use signal words, that now you are talking about this reading passage. So the main point of the announcement is that 2 grad students in the psych department want 3 undergrads who are members of a club or organization to volunteer for a study on teamwork and decision making. Each volunteer will get $50, and the study will take about 2 hours. I hope that you've noticed that I paraphrased the words from the actual text, and this is essential. So you cannot just read from your notes the same words that you read. So you gotta paraphrase it as much as you can. You can see that I have used some informal contractions like grad students, psych department, undergrads, which is good for your speaking. All right, so let's move on. to the next part. So guys, now I actually want you to listen to the conversation between two students, how they are discussing these things, so this announcement. And during the exam you have to listen and you need to take very good notes. As I said before, make them shorter, use abbreviations. So usually there will be, I think it's always, there will be a male and a female person speaking. So there will be a man and a woman. That's why you need to know this. And I now am saying to you that you have your paper, divide your sheet of paper into two columns and write down man and woman and take notes on their opinions, and they will be giving reasons for their opinions. So what I'd like you to do now, so if it's possible, grab a sheet of paper right now, take a pen and a pencil, divide your sheet of paper into two parts, and in the first column write down man, and in the second column write down woman. And now you will listen to the conversation and you need to take notes on what these people think about this notice. Make sure that you not only write if they agree or disagree, but also they will be giving different reasons to support their opinion, and this is very important. So you need to take as much information as possible. All right, so let's listen. Are you ready? Let's do that.
We should get one more person from the Spanish club and do that study.
Are you kidding me? We're terrible decision makers.
I don't think that matters. They're just studying how things happen. I mean, they want to see how groups of people work together, I guess. So any answers would be relevant. Plus, they're paying. That's not a bad deal.
Okay, but that's not very good for a club like ours. It says 3 participants. And we have, I don't know, at least 15. How would we decide who would do it and get the money? How would we choose so that it was fair?
I have an idea. Since it's for a study on teamwork, let's say that the money, no matter who takes part in the study, the money goes to the Spanish club, not the individuals.
So that means 3 people do the work, but everyone shares the money?
Well, yeah. I don't think that's a bad idea. It's no different from other fundraisers we've done. We all work, and we all use the money for something for the club. Anyway, I'm going to do it. How about you? The 12th is a Friday. You don't have any classes that day either.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like those study things. They always take longer than they say, and the tasks aren't very interesting. And $50 isn't even that much money.
But it's for 3 people, remember? So that's $150. We could use that money for a lot of things. I know what I'd like. I'd like to hire some speakers to talk to us about different countries. It's always more interesting to hear about it from someone who's lived there than to read about it in a book.
Alright, so I hope that you did well and you were able to take really good notes, and now we're going to analyze it. I know that it's hard, but you gotta practice more and more. Alright, so let's analyze it. Let's analyze it together now. So here is the audio script of their conversation. You can see man's and woman's words. And first, let's analyze the main points of the woman. So what does a woman think? By the way, you will be asked in a question to summarize the ideas only of one person. So you would hear summarize the ideas of a man or a woman, but because you won't know exactly whose idea you will be asked to talk about, that's why while you are listening, you need to take notes both on men's opinion and on women's opinion. So, and this is tricky. So, but then you will be asked to talk only about one person. So make sure that you divide your sheet of paper and you take notes, and for men and for women. All right, so now let's take a look at the main points and the main reasons that the woman gave. So the first one, so that we are terrible decision makers. So this is her first point. So she doesn't want to take part in this study. The first reason that she gives is she thinks they're terrible decision makers. The next one, so how would we decide who would do it and get the money? So her next point is that they have 15 participants in their Spanish club, and it's difficult to decide who will get the money and who will take part. The next point that she gives is they always take longer than they say. So those studies usually take a long time. Also, the tasks aren't very interesting, and finally, it's $50 isn't even that much money. So these are her main reasons why she doesn't want to take part in this study, and you need to take notes on these points. All right, let's look at the man's position. So his first reason is he doesn't think that matters if they are terrible decision makers or not. So plus they're paying, and that's not a bad deal. His next point is that no matter who takes part in the study, the money goes to the Spanish club, not to the individuals. So yeah, and this is the next point. It doesn't matter who takes part. The money will just go to their club. His next point is that he doesn't have any classes that day. So he's fairly free and he has enough time for this. And his final point is that he'd like to hire some speakers to talk to them about different countries. So you can see now they have different opinions and they give their own reasons to support their opinions. And it's essential that you need to take notes on all these reasons, because then you will need to talk about them. All right, so let's move on. So now after this, so you will read a notice, then you will listen to the conversation, and with good notes that you've taken, you will hear and you will see the questions. So this is what we have. The man expresses his opinion about the information in the announcement. State his opinion and explain his reasons for that opinion. So now what you will do, you will be given 30 seconds to prepare your response. And how to prepare your response? You just take your notes, and first you start with the reading. You give the main idea or the main point, and then you need to summarize the reasons that the man gave for his opinion. So let's take a look at a sample response. So first the text. So don't forget that when you will be recording your answer, you have to be calm and make sure that you speak at a natural pace. Don't be too quick, too slow. Speak natural. So the main point of the announcement is that 2 grad students in the psych department want 3 undergrads who are members of a club or organization to volunteer for a study on teamwork and decision making. Each volunteer will get $50 and the study will take about 2 hours. So then we speak about the man's opinion. The man's opinion is that members of the Spanish club should take part in the teamwork study organized by students from the psychology department. To support his opinion, he gives several reasons. First, he disagrees with the woman that participants require specific skills by saying that they just should give their answers. Also, unlike the female student, he points out that it doesn't really matter who will participate in this because the money will go to the whole club. The male student adds that he won't have any classes on that day of the study, so he'll have enough time for this. Finally, he says that the money they'll earn could be used to benefit their club, for example, by hiring interesting foreign speakers. So this is how your response should look like. So also, if you notice, here we have some phrases in bold. These are the phrases which are really nice to use to organize or to structure your answer. Or these are also called signaling words. So because you will be a little bit stressed and it's a hard exam, make sure that you have this structure in your mind and you learn these phrases and you use them to organize your response. All right, so now let's summarize words and expressions that you should use in your response. So to signal the main idea of the reading passage, you could say something. The main idea of the notice is that. The most important point of the announcement is according to the letter. So this is how you can start your answer. Then we have words and expressions to show the speaker's opinion in the conversation and to give supporting information. So the man's opinion is that. The man supports the proposal because. The man gives several reasons for his opinion. To support his opinion, his point of view, the female or male student states that. The man disagrees with the girl because. So these are the phrases that you actually should practice and remember and include in your response. Yeah, all right. So let's take a look also at response tips, which are also really important. So the first, make sure to take good notes is essential. So on the following things, the first thing, the main idea of the reading and as much supporting information as you have time to note. So 45 seconds, it's not that a lot of time. And the second point is the opinions of each speaker. Remember, you have to take notes on both speakers' opinions and reasons they give to support their opinions. Remember to use abbreviations wherever possible so that you can write more quickly. Include both speakers' opinions and reasons in your notes, and you won't know which speaker you will be asked about until you hear the prompt. All right, so the next, don't give your own opinion about the topic. So you will only be asked to relate the opinion of someone you heard to the information contained in the reading text. So don't say what you think about this. So you won't be asked that. And briefly summarize, now it's about your actual response, so what you are going to be talking about. So first, briefly summarize the main idea of the reading passage, then state the speaker's opinion and supporting reasons directly. Add more detail if you have time for this. When you give your answer, it's important not to sound as if you're reading exactly the same sentences or phrases that are used in the text or heard in the talk. So you need to paraphrase as much as possible. And this is what you saw in my sample response. All right, and also here we have different points. So you can see how your answer will be evaluated. You can see the scores that you can get. So in the first column, I will do this. So in the first column, you can see numbers from 1. This is the lowest point that you can get till 4. This is the highest one. So this is how the examiner is going to evaluate your response. But then it will be converted and you can get from 6 points until 30 points. So 30, this is the highest score that you could get for each speaking task. So then they will be summarized and divided by the number of speaking tasks. So that's why you will be going to be evaluated according to different criteria, and here they are. So the first one, delivery. So your speech should be clear, fluid. You have to have nice pronunciation, you need to speak at natural pace, and also you need to have good intonation. The next one, language use of grammar and vocabulary to express your ideas. And finally, for this specific task, it will be task response. So here we have several points. How you understood the reading and the conversation. So of course, in order to summarize all those things, you need to understand them. Then how you summarized the main points of the reading, how you summarize the main point, position, and supporting reasons of the person in the conversation. So these are evaluation criteria you should bear in mind. All right, so what we are going to do next? As usual, I cannot leave you with practice, and I have prepared something for you. So guys, now we are going with you to do the following. You will actually now see how it's going to happen during the real exam. For this, you need to prepare, grab please a sheet of paper, a pen and a pencil, and I will give you now the chance to practice. So what we will do now, we will now do the practice test. So the task, speaking task number 2, integrated one. So you will now read a short text, and you will need to take good notes, and then you will listen to the conversation, and you need to take good notes on both speakers' opinions, and after that you can type your answer in the comments below the video. So it's actually it's a good idea first to write it down so that you can practice all things that we've been talking about so far, and also practice using expressions and the structure of the sample response that I've given you today. All right, so let's go for it. Just wait a moment, please.
Please listen carefully. In this question, you will read a short passage about a campus situation and then listen to a conversation on the same topic. You will then answer a question using information from both the reading passage and the conversation. After you hear the question, you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and 60 seconds to speak. The University of the Rockies is announcing its annual job fair. Read the announcement from the Career Services Center. You will have 45 seconds to read the announcement. Begin reading now.
Now listen to two students as they discuss the announcement.
Are you going to register to attend the job fair?
I'm not sure. I'd like the experience of living abroad, but I need a well-paid job to pay back my student loan. Not all the jobs pay that well.
Some do.
Yeah, but the ones that pay well want experienced teachers. I've only done my student teaching, and that isn't enough.
But you're certified to teach science, so you can probably get a job just about anywhere. Because of the shortage of science teachers.
I still think I need more experience.
You also won first prize in the science teaching competition for your inquiry-based science project. Surely that'd count in the job market.
Maybe, but...
I think that you ought to register. The service is free. The recruitment people come to campus, so you don't have to travel to an interview. You always said you'd like to work abroad, and here's the opportunity. Then, if you aren't offered anything, at least you get the experience of having interviews, and you can apply again after you get some teaching experience.
The man expresses his opinion about whether the woman should attend the job fair. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for his opinion. You may begin to prepare your response after the beep. Please begin speaking after the beep. Please listen carefully. In this question, you will
Alright guys, so I hope that you did really well. I know that it's complicated, so the main point is that you need to practice a lot and you gotta be ready to take really good and quick notes and then to prepare your response. Alright, so I hope that it was helpful for you. So what I like you to do is you can actually type your answer, type your response in the comments below the video so that you can practice how to structure your answer. I promise to look through it and I promise to evaluate your response. But if you'd like to practice more and if you'd like to get a professional evaluation of your speaking or maybe of your writing, we have separate service for this, and you can visit our website losangeles.englishschool.com, where we offer different services for writing correction, for your speaking correction and evaluation, and also we have great program for TOEFL preparation. So make sure to check our website and Let us know if you have any questions. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you'd like to get notified of all our upcoming lessons, make sure also to hit the bell icon. Thanks again. Thank you guys for being with me. It's really nice to see the same names in the chat box, and I wish you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!